And then there is something called the istisḥāb, istisḥāb al-hal, keeping up with the origin, keeping the original status. I don't know the exact words. I really didn't go to check the names of these. I didn't know that this will be the subject today anyway, so I didn't check the names of the right translation for the words. But istisḥāb al-hal, from the explanation, inshallah, you will understand what is it. Istisḥāb al-hal is this: to keep up with the original status.
Maybe conform, no?
No, I don't think so. I don't know the word, but I don't think so. It's keeping up the original status. I give you an example. It will be two different types of istisḥāb al-hal. Some people put it as three types of istisḥāb al-hal. One type is agreed by everybody. Is agreed on by everybody. If we put it three, then two of them are agreed by everybody. One, there is different opinion about it. One is this: that before we know something is haram, before we know something is haram, we go to the origin, that it was halal. And people are not asked about the things that they do until they know the message. Like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say in Quran, يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وذروا ما بقي من الربا إن كنتم مؤمنين فإن تبتم فلكم, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, fear Allah and keep away from riba. And then he says that he forgive you what has happened, what you have done before. So before you hear the message, before you hear that riba is haram, Allah has forgiven us forgiven the Sahaba what they have done before. عَفَى اللَّهُ عَمَّا سَلَفَ, that Allah has forgiven what have happened before. Or more clearer, I have the translation here as well, more clear subject here. The Sahaba used to do istighfar to their dead relatives, the kafirs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, ما كان للمشركين ما كان للنبي والذين آمنوا أن يستغفروا للمشركون. It really shouldn't happen. Shouldn't have happened. ما كان للنبي والذين آمنوا أن يستغفروا للمشركين. It was not fit for the Prophet and the believers to ask for forgiveness for the unbelievers. It is not fitting for the Prophet and those who believe that they should pray for forgiveness for pagans, even though they be of kin, after it is clear to them that they are companions of the fire. So it wasn't fitting for the Prophet and the companions to do this. So when this ayah was revealed, the Prophet and the Sahaba felt that they have done something wrong, because they asked Allah to forgive their relatives who were kafir and died as kafir. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said later on, after that, وَمَا كَانَ اللَّهُ لِيُضِلَّ قَوْمًا بَعْدَ إِذْ هَدَاهُمْ. And Allah will not mislead people after He had guided them. He will not mislead people after He had guided them. حَتَّى يُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ مَا يَتَّقُونَ. Until He makes clear to them as to what they should avoid. So before Allah told them about that, it was fine for them, because there is nothing to stop them from doing what they were doing. This is one kind of istisḥāb al-hal that everybody agrees about, that we go on the origin. But if someone tells you this is haram, you say it is halal. Generally everything is halal until,
Sorry, would the mut'a come under that? Like the Shi'as, the way they use it, they say that it used to be halal. Well, we know that it's haram, then it was...
Yeah, it was halal. If we can't give them a proof, that it's haram, then they will be right. However, the hadith that says it's haram and it's haram until the day of judgment is there. So you leave now, you have to stop. So generally, if you come and tell someone this is haram and you can't prove it, clearly prove it, then he must go on the original status that was halal before. So that they can't use it against us because we have the lead that it's haram.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that would come under
this is an argument that they can say. This is an argument that they can use, and then the answer will be yes, that was true until the Prophet said it's haram, and it's haram until the day of judgment, and this can't be abrogated. The other thing about the other example, the second kind of istisḥāb is this. That someone is married. Someone is married to a woman. Now this man was married to a woman. We don't say this man, someone married a woman yesterday. We don't tell him today, prove that you are married. You were married yesterday, prove that you are married today. He was married, he will still be married until we can prove that he is not anymore married. Or someone has property, this was my property, it's mine. Nobody can come after a year or 2 years or say, no, it's not your property anymore. It was my property, it stays my property. This is something that is agreed by the Muslims and the Kafirs and everybody. If you go to court, someone is living in a house, even the Kafir court. It's something that we speak about in fiqh, but if someone is living in a house and someone come and say this house is mine, we tell him, oh, this person was living in that house, people have seen him in that house, this is his house, now you are making a claim, you have to prove it. The istisḥāb al-hal, the third kind that some accept and some don't accept. Generally, the Zahiris take istisḥāb al-hal all the way. The third kind, they say the istisḥāb al-hal that is built on ijma'. The istisḥāb al-hal that is built on ijma' shouldn't be accepted. Many say that we shouldn't be accepted. There is no such thing that istisḥāb al-hal built on ijma' or it's either built on Quran and Sunnah or not. The kind of istisḥāb al-hal that is, some people may say it's built on Quran and Sunnah and some say it's ijma'. Just when you are arguing with someone, you may use the ijma'. But the truth is, it will be built on Quran and Sunnah. For example, now we know that someone is praying, couldn't find water. Someone is praying, next to him there is a tap of water, the water is gone. He did his tayammum and started praying. Then while praying, the water started running. Some people say, your prayer is broken. You have to stop now and go do tayammum from the beginning. Now this prayer, when you started it, some people say this is ijma'. No, this is not ijma'. We started the prayer according to Quran and Sunnah. Yeah, it is agreed on. When we use it as argument, I will say, okay, you agreed with me that I have started this prayer correctly. Now you are making a claim that my prayer became invalid when the water started. We know the things that from Sunnah, we know that the things that break wudu. Yeah? One of them is not the tap of water starting running. You understand? So, my prayer is still valid until you can prove that it's not. I should not stop my prayer until you can prove to me that I have to, with Quran and Sunnah. Another example, I started prayer and then I do masah on the khuffayn. I wipe over my socks. After I have wiped my socks, everybody agree that I have full wudu. On the khuffayn, of course, not the socks. There is different opinion about. If I wipe over the leather socks, everybody will say your wudu is completed. Okay. After I have my wudu is completed and everybody agrees about that, I take off my socks. And some people say, now you have to do wudu again. Why? Because your wudu is gone with the socks. Well, we know that you agree with me from Quran and Sunnah that my wudu was completed. Now you tell me that taking the socks off breaks wudu. We don't know this in Quran and Sunnah. There is nothing in Quran and Sunnah says taking socks off breaks wudu. So you have to, the burden of proving is on you. This is what we call istisḥāb al-hal. Of course you can, if it was just about this matter, we can give him more examples. We tell him, okay, I wipe over my head and then I shave my hair. Will it break my wudu? So this is the istisḥāb al-hal. Istisḥāb al-hal is taken widely by the Zahiris, and they are criticized for this. But the istisḥāb al-hal is something has started right, it will still be right until you can prove that has something happened that made it, with dalil from Quran and Sunnah, that this became invalid. And the example for this is, for example, someone is married. This is what your friends used last time. Someone is married and then has committed zina. While married, he committed adultery. So we tell him, now your marriage is broken. He will say, what's the proof? I was married all the way. Now I didn't divorce. I am not dead. So why my marriage is gone, is annullified? His marriage is annullified because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Quran, الزاني لا ينكح إلا زانية أو مشركة. An adulterer will not marry except an adulterous woman or a pagan woman. والزانية لا ينكحها إلا زان أو مشرك. And an adulterous woman will not be married except by an adulterer or a pagan or a mushrik, a kafir. وحرم ذلك على المؤمنين. And that is haram for the believers. It is haram for the believers to marry, even if they think that they are adulterers, because this last part nullifies all these. It's haram for a believer to marry an adulterous woman. It's haram for a believer woman to marry an adulterer man. So if he was chaste when she married him and then he committed zina, this zina will nullify the marriage. Like if he was a Muslim and she married him and he became a mushrik, Allah mentioned the adulterer and the mushrik. So this is istisḥāb al-hal here is gone with the ayah, with Quran, not opinion. So this is how the argument how to use the istisḥāb al-hal. And because there is no time left, we can't start another topic, so I will have to stop here.
What ayah is that? What surah is that?
Surah Nur, second or third ayah. Yeah, if any explanation about this, if any questions of.
So what you're saying at the end, according to the ayah,
yeah,
if a man commits zina while he's married,
yeah,
his marriage becomes nullified. Is that what you're saying, or you're saying that?
Yes.
Okay.
And he must be grateful for this. He should be dead if they catch him anyway, and his marriage in any way will be nullified that way.
But did you say
Even if they think they commit zina.
No, if they commit zina.
If they commit zina.
If they think about, no, thinking will not change anything in religion.
You know, last time you explained how someone becomes a Muslim, you know, you explained to me, maybe you could explain that further, but you know, when a person is either mushrik, or he himself, or she herself is an adulterer. You explained something before to me that maybe it made it.
Well, he's not arguing about the subject, so it.
Even if you repent, Sheikh?
No.
Even if you make sincere
you see, if someone become a kafir when he was Muslim and he is married, and then he changed the religion, that will break his marriage. Yeah. Now, there is opinions here that the woman must wait for her period. He can take her back within her period. That is all. Allah has broken this marriage, has nullified this marriage. Nor this marriage that Allah has nullified cannot be repaired except with Quran and Sunnah. That is doing another marriage again.
But you have to tell your wife, obviously. You have to tell your wife, innit?
Definitely. Oh, you can, yeah.
Not since she's there when I think.
Well, you can.
You're supposed to be dead in the first place, like you said, anyway. So.
Yeah, it's not it's difficult thing, but it's a difficult thing that the person, when he go and do something like this, should think about.
So does it apply before marriage? If someone before they got married, two people,
yeah,
they were
actually before marriage is the madhab of the Zahiris and Ahmed.
So what if someone is two people getting married, one person is chaste and the other person is,
the marriage is not valid until he make tawbah, or she. You see, if two people are living together, and then it happens a lot in this country. Two people are living together and then decide to get married. They can't.
Sorry.
Until they stop and they make tawbah. You see, when someone does tawbah, he is not anymore. You can't call him. Then they can get married. While they are still on that, they can't get. Their marriage is nullified.
Or if one person is chaste and the other person is not.
Still.
Because this happens quite a lot. People
Yes.
get married like that.
One of them, the marriage is broken. Is invalid.
So this statement, is it khabar that he said? Because you said to me before that.
Yeah,
with khabar
it is khabar. But look at the last part of it. It just translated the way it is, because even the translation, I don't rely much on the translation of these books really, but look at this, the way Quran mentioned this. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say, the adulterer cannot have sexual relations with any, you see, sexual relations, لا ينكح, nikah mean marriage and mean having sexual, and you know, of course, that the majority say that in Quran any word nikah must refer to marriage. When it came here, they say sexual relation. Not the majority say this, but some. So of course, this is an opinion of a person. So this is, I try to translate it, get help from him. But the adulterer cannot have or cannot marry or have sexual relation with any but an adulteress or an idolatress. And the adulteress, none can have sexual relation or marry her except an adulterer or an idolater. To the believers, such a thing is forbidden. So this adulterer person, he is either consider himself to be a believer or not. If he considers himself to be a believer, then this is haram for him. Even if they are both engaged in doing adultery, if they believe they are believers, then this thing is haram for them.
Is that the same surah that you?
Yeah, that is Surah An-Nur.
Just in this case, if you said this is the marriage becomes illegal, means
Yeah.
so what happens if he has got his children? This children is not his son.
Yeah, definitely. Rasul, the Prophet said, "Al-waladu lil-firash." The child is for the bed.
But
Meaning,
yesterday, let's say from yesterday he was his son. How come today he not his son?
no. The child that he fathered when his marriage was still valid, that is his son. But he committed adultery. Any child that comes out of that, any relation after that adultery, is not his son, because the first children he had them when he was still married. The other children had them when the marriage was invalid.
But you see, you know, the man is on. He has the idea that he is married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's referring to
that is the man who has the idea. No, he doesn't. He's not referred to that, but still, the idea, or not the idea. Some people, some fuqaha, really consider that if someone have children out of shubha, where the marriage is wrong, but the man really doesn't know, they consider these children to be his children, because the Prophet said, وَلِلْعَاهِرِ الْحَجَرِ, for the rebellion. They say this man, in this case, is not a rebellion because he doesn't know what's going on, that he is wrong. Yeah.
That's what I remember you saying last time, was that if the man doesn't know and he believes he's married, and the kids are then still attributed towards him, because he was on the belief that he was married. He didn't know that it nullified his marriage.
Yeah, I told you, the Prophet said, وَلِلْعَاهِرِ الْحَجَرِ, for the rebellion, the fasiq, he has stone. But
What surah is that from?
it's hadith.
Sorry.
It's hadith in Bukhari and Muslim. The hadith of.
But the children, so who's going to be his father? Or
Well, there are some children who don't have a father.
so you mean those children are to give it away?
No, they will have a mother. They still have a mother. The children for the mother is always mother.
But still, mother was in relation with the.
No, I understand, but the children are for the woman. The Prophet, there are many cases. I just give you one hadith. A man accused his wife of committing adultery. So the Prophet ordered them to swear by Allah that for him to swear that she has committed adultery, and then she swore by Allah that she didn't commit adultery. So what happened? Now he can't be her husband because he is accusing her of being adulterer, so he can't be her husband. So he divided them, and the boy stayed with his mother, and he was the son of this woman, inherit from her, live with her. You understand? He is the son of the woman, but he has no father. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَإِن لَمْ تَعْلَمُوا آبَاءَهُم, if you don't know their parents, their fathers, آباء, their fathers, فَإِخْوَانُكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ, they are your brothers in religion.
Sorry, just want to go a little bit deeply inside it. You said this boy, he is not his son.
Yes.
And this man is going to marry, have daughter. What happens to this son and this? He can marry her?
Well, according to the madahib, according to Shafi'i, for example, he say this marriage, I don't like it, but it doesn't say it's haram.
Okay.
According to Shafi'i, it's clear in his madhab. Some people say it's halal, but the truth is he said is I don't like it, but he couldn't say it's haram because he has no proof. You can't say he's either a son or not son. The religion doesn't consider him to be a son or a daughter. So they say it's fine. It's just makruh. They don't say it's haram.
So, Sheikh, what's the fix now for this problem? The man who is married had let's say a relationship
with a woman. Go and
so now he's saying
if he
marriage is batil.
Yeah.
So he has to marry her again?
Yes, to marry this woman again. If he has if he has done tawbah, he go and marry her again.
What if somebody was, let's say, ignorant, didn't know anything about
Yeah,
this?
what he didn't know, he didn't know. When he knows, if he doesn't know, he doesn't know. You see, some people, there was among Sahaba who were married in the wrong way because they never know. When they don't know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أَنذِرَكُمْ بِهِ وَمَنْ بَلَغْ. When you know, it's a warning for you. Before you know, you are not doing anything haram. So if he doesn't know, he doesn't know. He have done definitely tawbah about his adultery. That is something. This is not the opinion of the majority anyway. But I'm just warning you. If some people like to know the majority, the opinion of the majority. However, the Quran is clear. that it is the opinion of Ahmed that if you begin such marriage, if you begin the marriage this way, and the opinion of the Zahiris as well, that this marriage is invalid. However, when the adultery is committed in the middle of the marriage, some say it's not unnullified. Some people use the hadith of Hammad ibn Salama, who is not really strong, and even Nasa'i considered this hadith to be da'if, that a man, even Ahmad bin Hanbal considered this hadith to be da'if, that a man came to the Prophet and said, Ya Rasulullah, inna mara'ati la taruddu yada lamis. My wife never turn away a hand of someone who will touch her. Then the Prophet told him, divorce her. He said, I can't be patient, I like her too much. So he said, keep her. So they say here, the Prophet has ordered him to keep this woman. And this hadith is weak. This hadith shouldn't be understood this way, because if this man was accusing his wife of adultery, the Prophet will tell him the way he told the other man, 4 witnesses or he will be lashed. This man was not accusing his wife of committing adultery. A woman who would like to be touched by a man doesn't mean that a woman who will go all the way to have a relation. That is zina. Zina is to have the sexual relation.
So even though zina can be performed by the eyes, this is not.
Yeah, but the Prophet said, وَيُصَدِّقُ كُلُّ ذَلِكَ الْفَرْجَ أَوْ يُكَذِّبُهُ. It's the private part that will make that true or make it. But so that is not that is actually is smaller sin. It's not zina. Okay. People don't get stoned for that.
No,
for looking.
What about if they kiss or whatever?
That is haram.
What I'm saying.
That is not zina.
But it's not zina.
No, that is not zina. So we don't call this person zani or zaniya. We don't call her adulterer if someone kisses another woman or no.